Welcome, everybody, and we are fired up for another sensational college football matchup. Nobody at home today who can stake their claim in this neutral site showdown. We believe we've got a great one in store today, and when you've got a team that makes it into the top 25, now when you go on the road, that's when you prove you belong. As we'll see the number 5 team in the country, the Mississippi State Bulldogs, taking on a team from the ACC, the Duke Blue Devils. Glad to have you with us for EA Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack and Jesse Palmer with me in the booth. Guys, we are ready to tee it up. And the Bulldogs ready to get this thing started and open the season. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. The Blue Devils offense will get the first swing of the game. And here he comes, a man who epitomizes the phrase, the tight end's always open, David.
And yes, he is, Reese. And it's so cool. The tight end position now has evolved so much. You can move him all over the field, and you can really highlight a guy of his ability.
Too big for safeties to cover and too fast for linebackers to cover. This is a weapon they...
And the pressure was too much. They get him at the 15.
We were talking to the defensive coaching staff coming into this game tonight, and they said we really feel good about our pass rush. We feel like we've got guys up front that can win one-on-one. We've got to let these guys hunt. We've got to let them eat, and they're doing it on the first play of the game, getting a sack.
And now to try to put things in motion on 2nd and long from the 15. He's looking to throw. Got it set up on the outside. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down one.
There's a lot of different ways this offense can attack you throwing the ball. One of them is getting the running back going. And the screen is a great way to get them lathered up and get the defense starting to think about it.
And the pressure gets him back at the 8-yard line.
Awesome job by the defense. Not only getting a fast quarterback on the ground, but understanding what he wants to do. He can take off. I got to make sure I got good pursuit angles, and I got to make sure I build rails. I can't let him outside. I got to keep him in the pocket. He tries to get outside. They get the sack and get the huge loss on that play.
And the Blue Devils will punt this one away. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. So from his own end zone, the punt is away. Not able to pop the big return, but they've got the ball back and ready to go with a fresh possession. So Mississippi State's offense has the ball for the first time. As dynamic as this guy is on the outside, Jesse, you know he's going to be peeking that way from the free safety position.
Yeah, he's been watching the film. This dude in the middle, man, he can light people up. So you can't tiptoe. You got to be aggressive and run in there. But this is a pretty interesting matchup today.
And I love safeties that make receivers think. Make them know they're going to be there over the middle of the field, and you better think twice about catching that football.
Wants to throw on 2nd down. Pass on the way. It's picked off. Taking it the other way. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
And how about that? That's the first INT for this guy. Like, he's gone all throughout this year, taking care of the football, making plays, really building trust with his offensive coordinator. First mistake, hey, listen, put it behind you. You've had a great season so far, young man.
And Duke has the ball back, ready to go on the attack. They had to punt it away on their last possession, but man, what great field position this time.
I mean, this is awesome. Like, last possession didn't go great. Now you're set up in an opportunity to get some points. Start thinking about what plays I like, Jesse, as I cross the field.
There are a lot of offensive coordinators out there, David, and in this position, they like to take a shot right away and try and capitalize on this field position.
He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down.
You got to feel good for this kid, too. He worked so hard this past offseason to put himself in position to be the starting running back, and he's got a lot of skill, guys. He's got speed, open field running ability. I think he's going to be a big part of the offense this season.
Incomplete, thanks to the great defensive pressure there that sort of threw them out of rhythm. There's always that issue of conference pride, of keeping up, of proving your worth on this stage, and the ACC loves to get a chance at the SEC to do just that.
And these kids grow up in the same area. And you don't think the ACC teams hear all the time, SEC, about the dominance, the draft picks, all the stuff that goes with it. It definitely adds some of that fire. It makes you want to beat them more. I love these big-time games.
Yeah, they really do, David. And I think this is one of those games where if you're the ACC team and your players in that locker room, you've had this game circled all off-season. This game is your opportunity to prove, not just to your conference, not just to the SEC.
And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Duke! Well, just as you would expect, that didn't take very long.
It didn't, Reese, and you've got to make great field position count. When you've got opportunities, you got to pay it off. And the offense took advantage, scoring a touchdown. Didn't have far to go, but they got the points they needed.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point is good, and it's 7-0. And for a quick update, let's go. In the studio.
Top 15 teams colliding today in a huge matchup, and it's now a final. North Carolina ran roughshod over the competition today en route to a double-digit victory. And they looked clean doing it. And I don't just mean in those Carolina blue unis. This team is a buttoned-up group. Iron sharpens iron, and you just know a top 15 matchup like this is going to go a long way in telling the story of each of these teams' seasons.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there. Kevin, thanks for the update. Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. He's looking to throw. They've got the screen set up. At the 35, he's got room. They make the stop, but not before the screen has hit him for a first down and much more. Really good execution by this offense. New set of downs after that completion. He'll come out throwing on first down. He lobs one high down the left side. He makes a grab. That's where they'll mark him down, but what a play there to pick up a first down.
And that has got to be a coverage bust on defense. There is no way the receiver should have been allowed to be that open deep down the field. Somebody on defense blew their assignment.
The huge explosive play put them right on the doorstep, and now they've got to punch it in. They'll keep it on the ground for 1st and goal. And they can't punch it in with a first down run, and the defense has one stop.
How about the defender being a heat-seeking missile? He was on radar lock. He found the football and flew down with some batting.
And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Bulldog.
It's just so nice to have a Sigma player who can make plays through the air and make plays with his feet like this. Runs in for the touchdown. The defense knows I have to account for him every play. That's my quarterback.
Lining up to add another. Hit that one with some aggression for the point after. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And they capped it off with a 1-yard plunge. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. And the Duke offense heads back out onto the field. Boy, David, they would love to stack another touchdown on top of that last drive.
And this offense did such a good job on the last drive. Everything in rhythm, moved the ball down the field, didn't make those mistakes, Jesse, and they need to do it again on this one.
Yeah, you're right. They had the defense on their heels. You wonder what sort of communication was going on that sideline. What sort of changes were they able to make, because they got to stop the bleeding.
And he surges up to the 36-yard line, and they'll move the chain.
And I don't care if I get it by 2, by 20, by 30, by 40. I just want to get the first down, understanding the situation, understanding where the sticks are. Doesn't have to be sexy, but I got to make sure I get to that stick, get to the first down mark.
And they'll move the chains and get it to the 47-yard line.
Well, if at first you don't succeed, try again, right? It's been really hard for this offense in this game to run the football, but they finally break off a big run there. That could be the play they need to really generate momentum and get this run game going.
And he doesn't find much running room, a short gain on the play.
They're strong and they're strong. Defensive tackles, they're strong. There's such big jokers in the middle where they just lock out those offensive linemen. And running backs, listen, they don't have much of a chance. When you got that 300-plus pound guy grabbing you around the shoulder pad, you tend to go to the ground pretty quickly.
After the second down misfire, looking at a 3rd and 8. From the gun, wants to pass. Now adjusting. At the 40, there he goes. And he scoots his way to the first down and then slides to avoid the hit.
Nice job. Nice way to end that play for the QB. He does a really good job scrambling, getting the first down, and getting down. Because defensively, I'm trying to get a lick. Anytime I can hit the quarterback, that...
And he's got it inside the 10. Defense is there to make the stop, but he's got the first down, and they'll have it first and goal at the 6. After that huge gain, now a chance to cash it in from just outside the 5. Wants to go up top. Pulls it in the end zone. Touchdown, Blue Devils.
Man, really nice job attacking the middle of the field. You see those safeties, man, I want to split them. He splits it right down the middle, throws that in the end zone. Touchdown.
Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. So a well-executed 8-play, 75-yard drive. And they get it into the end zone with a 6-yard touchdown pass. Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, that they get him on the ground at the 20. Here comes the Bulldog offense back onto the field. And David, how they would love to stick it in the end zone one more time after that last drive.
And once you get the defense on their heels and you back them off a little bit, you get a little bit of rhythm, it's really hard to stop, Jesse, and they're going to try to do it again right here.
And if you're this play caller, you're loving what's happening right now, because everything you dialed up on that last drive ended up working out. You're just looking at your play sheet. Everything you're picking is working. Let's see if they can pull it off again here.
Still at their own 20 after that last incompletion. It's 2nd and 10. Well, jet sweep pass. May not be the most memorable play of the day, but it's important as he gets him out to the 25-yard line.
Well, and on these little push passes, timing is so important. Trying to snap it right as he's getting a full head of steam. When he gets the ball, he's hitting the outside, David.
See that motion, so everybody's got to communicate and kind of bump over. That's why offenses love to run it. It makes the defense communicate and see if you can just get him out of the spot.
So they're facing 3rd and short from the 25. They'll go to the ground. He's going to have enough to pick up the first down as they stop him at the 33-yard line.
And they just kind of sneaked that one in there as a defensive guy, 3rd and 5+. I'm thinking pass. They were thinking pass, Palmer, and they slipped the run.
And it's so nice then to have this guy at running back too, right? Because you could throw it to him on 3rd down or hand it off. And he's got the vision and the athleticism to go pick up that first, keep the drive going.
That really good job by the defense. They got to understand that boy can fly. So when he gets outside the pocket, I got to make sure I'm ready to go get him. You could tell he was still being a passer. He wanted to throw the football. Nice job closing under control, getting a hit on the quarterback, and affecting the throw.
This defense has got to get better at tackling in the open field or gang tackling, because if you need 3 or 4 guys to bring a guy down, have fun with that.
He'll toss it. A tremendous run. He was full bore after taking that pitch. Just sweet execution.
Well, that's kind of the advantage of third and medium, right? Is the defense, you keep them guessing. You can throw it, you can run it. That time they hand it off and they pick it up.
Yeah, and you can see the D drop back a little bit. It creates a little bit of space. The running back blasts through, gets the first down.
Incomplete. He threw that one up for grabs and into traffic. Fortunate to get it back.
Oh, and on defense, you just got to be able to finish that play. That defender had the football in his hands. He's just got to catch it. That should have been an interception.
That incompletion leads to 2nd down and 10. Out of the gun, the inside give. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Great job of contained by this defense. And in order to do that, the end man on the line of scrimmage defensively has got to be able to set the point and force the football back into traffic. And that's exactly what happened.
Pocket starts to collapse. Always a welcome play for the defense as they get a sack at the 47. We're through one, and what a back-and-forth battle between these two quarterbacks as we look at the stats. Heading in the opposite directions now as we crank it up in the 2nd. So Mississippi State will have to punt this one away. He ought to be able to use this first punt to pin him deep. And that is textbook instructional video. Out of bounds right around the goal line. And Duke has the ball back, ready to go on the attack. On that last drive, defense had no idea what was happening, run or pass, and it wound up in the end zone, Jesse.
Yeah, you saw the experience in this offense that last drive, too, on that touchdown. Everybody on the same page. These guys have repped these plays over and over in practice and in games, and it's working now.
Yeah, so I got to find a way to disrupt it. I got to find a way to maybe be more aggressive, maybe blitz, mess up this rhythm they got going.
Handoff to the lone back. That's a way to get some breathing room. He's got 5 out to the 9-yard line.
And as an offensive coordinator, you don't need the perfect play with this guy as your running back. He's going to make the play perfect for you because he makes everybody miss. Spin moves, hurdles, stiff arms, speed, whatever it takes to move the sticks and score a touchdown.
He'll be stopped short, picks up 1, but they're facing 4th and 1. The Blue Devils will try to pin them back with the punt. This will be his 2nd time they've had to kick it away. He just wanted to get it out of there from his end zone. Looking for a block. It's Booth. Really explosive when he gets his hands on the ball, and he found a couple of crevices and made a nice game before being run out of bounds. Here comes the Mississippi State offense, ready to attack. After punting the last time they had it, they ought to be set up for a much better result with this drive.
This offense better be licking their chops. You're not going to start with better field possession than this all game did.
You ain't lying. Forget about the last possession and what we did.
There's a live football. And this fumble will squirt out of bounds.
You start to get that offense going and start having success. You've got to make sure when you're getting closer to the scoring range, you take care of that football. If you don't, the coach is going to go you on the sideline, you in the game.
Touch pass on the jet sweep. And he's brought down after a nice game.
Yeah, way to be creative, way to get the ball in the perimeter really quickly, get some speed outside. All you got to do is secure that edge, and you're just trying to get that first down. Nice job, nice play call by the offense.
The Bulldogs trying to pay off the threat on 1st and goal. Mississippi State.
This defense defense is going to have to do a better job being physical. That's 2 rushing touchdowns they've now allowed. They have got to be better close to the line of scrimmage.
Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
All right, guys, want to update you on a game that went final moments ago. Charlotte ran roughshod over the competition today en route to a double-digit victory, and they looked clean doing it. And I don't just mean in those gorgeous unis. This team is buttoned up. It's one game. You don't want to react too much either way, but I think both teams will leave this one with some things to work on moving forward.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. Opening play of this drive comes from the 13-yard line. Going to the ground. Maybe picked up a couple as he gets it to the 14.
And that's what you try to do as a defense. Limit those damages when they run the football. Get them on the ground, short gains to set your defense for positive situations down the road.
The give to the tailback. Good surge up front, giving 4 out to the 18.
I know that's not a huge gain, but those run plays add up. They make you tackle the back every single play. Physically, you have to get some guy on the ground. It takes its toll throughout a fourth-quarter game.
Looking to throw on third. Already find a hole in that secondary. He's run out of bounds, but not before. Turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down. And the Blue Devils come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Wants to throw on first down off the play fake. It's complete. The defense got caught that time, and they finally get him on the ground at the 41. That was a really nice catch and an even better run after the grab.
Yeah, and get that ball to your playmaker. What's good about having him in the slot is he can go either direction. You can get him matched up on somebody that's not as fast, and you watch, he can run away from those linebackers or safeties.
Out of the gun, the inside handoff to the running back. And a nice solid pickup there before the defense wrestles him to the ground.
I like it. Just frustrate the defense. Give that 5 to 6 yards. Make them honor the run. Make them know that you're willing to run the football and run it effectively.
From the gun, leaves it on the inside with the back. Tackled, but he has a first down.
Well, the offense is in a really nice rhythm right now. It seems like no matter what they're dialing up, you're getting positive yards, and it just feels so good as a play caller when you know on first down you can get yards like that turning around and handling it.
And on the other side, you're scratching your head going, what the heck can I do here? You got to find something. The defense has got to find a way to create some momentum. Whatever they're doing right now, it's not working. So you got to keep going through that play sheet and maybe find something a little bit different and give this offense something to think about.
One of the things that makes this guy so dangerous is how good he is after the catch. If he's got any space around him, he's able to burst. He's able to make people miss and get extra yards for his offense. You saw it right there.
From the gun, they'll try the middle. Picked up maybe a yard. It's down at the 16. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. Made a little something out of that run. He picked up a couple down to the 14. Boy, they'd love to move the sticks here and take a shot at it on 1st and goal. On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. He'll get that one all the way down to the 4-yard line before he stops.
And this is why offenses are so hard to stop. When you have such great playmakers at the quarterback spot, 3rd down, if people are covered, what can he do? Take off, scramble, and now set this offense up with a 1st and goal.
He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
When the offense gets in those multiple tight end looks, you kind of have a good understanding of what's coming. You don't know where the ball's going necessarily, but they'll put those big old bodies in there to block, to move people, to put more mass on the field, especially once you get in this red area where you have to be able to run the football effectively. Those passing windows tend to shrink a lot.
Looking to throw on 3rd and goal. Looking for the score. And he can't find his man in the end zone as he was trying to pay off this red zone chance. And they decide to trot out the kicker. And this ought to be a chip shot from about 20 yards out. It's good. He's going to hit a string right in the middle of the uprights there. And they go back on top. So the kickoff team is out there ready to boot it away after putting up a field goal. Let's see what the defense can do. Looking for an alley from inside his own 10. Able to find enough room to get it out across the 25. He's brought down at the 26. The Mississippi State offense headed back to the field to go to work. Jesse looking to take it down the field for back-to-back touchdowns.
I think it's really important for them moving forward, too, to
intercepted. Made the play on the pick, was hoping to make one on the return. He'll have to settle for letting the offense pay it off from the 26.
I tell you what, as a quarterback, you got to have a short memory. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to be asked to do a lot, and he throws his first career interception. If I'm the coach on the sideline, listen, I'm bringing him over. This ain't going to be your last, big fella. Like, you're going to make mistakes. It's okay. Put it behind you. Next play.
Let's see if they can get something going here late in the half. Handoff to the lone back. He's stopped after a 1-yard pickup at the 25.
All right, well, the offense here, they're trying to get this run game established. They obviously don't break off a long run there, but they're just trying to find their footing at this point.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. He's looking to throw. Makes his connection. And the defense had that one well covered. Just a short game there.
It's hard to have success on wide receiver screens when you're facing press man coverage because your blockers out front oftentimes can't pick them up, and that receiver gets gobbled up as soon as he catches the pass. You saw it on that last play.
And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the first down. And they'll send the field goal team back out for the 2nd time tonight. Good right down the boulevard.
Well, it's a good news. Got the pick, and you would have liked to have paid that off with a touchdown, but because the drive stalls out, they're still happy to get the field goal.
On the move from inside his 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic that they'd get him on the ground at the 20. Here comes the Bulldog offense back onto the field. Well, the good news about this drive, Jesse, it can't go worse than last time through a pick on the first play.
No, it certainly can't. I think one good way, David, to help your quarterback turn the page is just find him an easy completion here and let him get back into a rhythm.
Yeah, or find him an easy handoff. Just hand the football off, maybe get the ground game going, maybe jumpstart this offense a little bit.
We've reached the 2-minute warning, and we have ourselves a ball game, and they have a chance to take the lead here before the half. Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. He's looking to throw. And he can't complete the first pass. Let's see if he can get settled.
This defense felt coming into the game that if he was going to try to throw from the pocket, they could get to him and affect his accuracy, and they did on that last play.
Get it out on the screen. And they wrap him up, but not before he gets enough on the catch for the first down.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown, but that was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum. They needed to find a rhythm, and what better way than converting on 3rd down. Awesome job by the quarterback getting through his progression.
Off the deflection, missed a great chance to force the turnover. Instead, it'll be 2nd down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Back to the air one more time. Using the quick game. Great pickup as they'll keep this drive moving, and they've got it at the 45.
I'll tell you what, that's great execution between the QB and receiver. They look like they could execute that throw in their sleep. Quarterback took his steps, threw it on time. Great route by the receiver. Nice job securing the catch.
Mississippi State to the line with a fresh set of downs. Found enough room to get it into enemy territory. They're down at the 43-yard line. He's now up to 52 yards on the ground, and he wanted to make a first impression, and he's doing that in this opening game. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. They'll give it to him again. They'll rip off 8 on that play. It's 2nd and 2.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
Dances away from the heat. Couldn't find anyone open here, and he'll live to fight another play. It'll be 3rd down. Trying to pick up a first down. They'll try to pick it up on the ground. Just outside the red zone as they pick up the first down. They'll spot it at the 22.
And that is just an attitude run, running it right up the middle, right into the teeth of that defense.
The offense down to the 22 on 1st and 10.
Listen, you got to be able to know what play to call and what hole to go through. Like the line blocks for a certain hole. Good job getting through the hole, getting what was blocked, getting a nice positive gain, making your situation really good on the next down.
He's looking for a man on 2nd down. Throw to the end zone. It's picked off. He looked as if he thought he had it all the way, and this junior makes a play.
A big part about playing the quarterback position is turning the page, playing the next play, not letting bad plays beat you. And that's his first career interception in college football, so that's going to sting. But now you've got to get back out there and lead your team.
And the Duke offense heads back out onto the field. Now you find out just how much of a gunslinger you are. Will you roll the dice here late in the half, David?
And you know the defense is going to be really, really conservative, so I think it's an opportunity to be able to take a shot, see how much of a chunk you can get before then you decide really just how you want to finish that.
Just can't turn it over and throw a pick if you're the quarterback here. You've got to be so smart if you're going to be aggressive with your decision making.
He's got his man. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half.
Second quarter, getting closer to the half. Offense is still having a lot of success stringing some first downs together. Defense is going to need to figure something out before they get to halftime.
The offense lines up at the 41 with a 1st and 10. He's going to pass. Quickly out to the tight end. The offense wastes no time getting the timeout call.
A nice job by the defense there tackling the catch and smothering the tight end. They know this offense is going to try to find him in the passing game in a lot of different situations. That time, perfect coverage, and nice job bringing the big guy down. Not easy to do.
Quarterback trying to scramble around for a while, but the defense able to bring him down. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Leaves it with the back. That should be the final play of the first half. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. The Blue Devils will send out the punt unit. They'll look to pin them deep. Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. One more play before the teams head to the locker rooms. Off play action on 1st down. He lost it high and deep down the left side. He can haul it in. Incomplete. They took a shot, but that's how we'll wrap up the half. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
All right, guys, thanks. Looks like we've had ourselves a very enjoyable first half so far. And if you thought that was a quick first half, you'd be right on the money. An offensive showcase, yes, but it's been those dynamic running backs who have set the pace. I'm curious. this ground and pound approach is going to continue into the second half, or if one of those defenses will actually show some pride. For now, let's get back to the guys in the booth to start up this second half.
And the returner will be knocked down. Here comes the Mississippi State offense, ready to attack. A big reason they find themselves trailing to start the second half, those 2 turnovers in the first.
Yeah, and I think coaches will tell you the number one thing that you got to make sure you do is take care of the football. You want to create explosives, you want to put up a bunch of yards, but step one, Jesse, taking care of the football.
It just goes to show you how critical those mistakes are. Only 2 plays. That's really what separates this team from potentially having the lead. If they clean up the errors, they've got a chance to win this game.
Wants to throw on first down. And his first pass is incomplete.
We know this guy's a weapon, not just taking handoffs, but he can catch the ball too. That play, not so much. Got to do a better job reeling it in.
Offense gets set for second down. After the incompletion, they go back up top. Throwing right. Just masterful working that sideline and getting the toe down for the catch.
When you're a QB and you have enough time to take out a sandwich and finish the sandwich before you have to make a pass down the field, that's a good day at the office.
Mississippi State comes out after picking up the first down. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half.
Timeout, Mississippi State.
From the 39-yard line, it's 1st and 10. They'll try the run. Keeps the legs moving.
Well, this offense came into the game knowing they wanted to be physical. They wanted to establish the line of scrimmage, and they're running downhill right at this defense, and they're churning out positive yardage early.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. He's looking to throw. Oh, picked off. Got some room to run. He's inside the 40. The 20. Touchdown, Duke. And this defense coming up with points of their own. What an interception return. What a play by this defense with the pick 6.
And how about the defender? Exactly what you're supposed to do. Breaks on the football, makes the interception. Everybody on defense, return to offense. Go lay some blocks so my guy can get it and take it back to the house.
Two-point conversion attempt is on the way. Here's the snap, looking to throw. He's into the end zone for the 2 and extends the lead.
How about that for a momentum swing? The defense gets the pick 6, offense comes right back on the field, and they get the 2-point conversion.
He'll start the return inside his 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. The Mississippi State offense headed back to the field to go to work. This possession will be a test after squandering that long drive throwing a pick 6, Jesse.
You're right, Reese. Well, I think this is really dependent, too, on the leaders in this huddle right now to step up and help this offense get back on pace here on this drive.
Yeah, and this defense is frothing at the mouth. They're excited. They're jacked up. They just made a big play. They got all the momentum, so they're ready to hunt.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. He makes the tackle at the 33 after a pickup of 5.
Down, so they dial up the running play, and they get just enough to keep the drive alive.
First down for this offense. Nowhere to go for this quarterback, and down he goes.
Man, it didn't take long for the defense to get home on that play. You see them playing man coverage in the back end, slowing down the routes from the receivers and the rest of the offense. That forced the quarterback to have to hold on to it for just a split second longer, and they were able to get the sack.
Out of the gun to give to the back. Good, solid, determined run there. They'll mark him down at the 27. And this offense just has to find a way to convert this third down, or else they are really in trouble. Feeling some heat. And as he throws, got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up fourth down. Mississippi State will roll out the punt unit. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Not going to risk a return here. Calls for the fair catch and makes it just around the 30-yard line. And Duke has the ball back, ready to go on the attack. They missed an opportunity to extend this lead the last time they had it, Jesse.
Yeah, they got to be able to regain that momentum, right? Go back to what was working earlier on in this one, and David, to me, that starts with being the...
No, I definitely agree. Being the more physical team, but understanding the situation of the game, you're still winning. You got the football back. Now put a nice drive together and execute.
Wants to fire on second down. They'll run the screen. Didn't have much room to run and not a whole lot of help. Short gain there and still plenty of ground to cover for the first down.
Love the execution there in the screen. The running back shows pass protect, pass protect. Last second turns around, so he's able to get the ball. The D linemen have already run past him. Now he can turn upfield for a big gainer.
On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a fourth down. And the Blue Devils will line up to punt it away. Running it back, it's Booth. Makes a move. Found a little running room on that one. Picked up some nice blocks before he's run out of bounds. Here comes the Bulldog offense back onto the field. David, the punter got some work last time. They'd like to keep him on the sidelines in this drive.
Yeah, it's not something you want to say very often. You don't want the punter up. This offense needs to get back lathered up and get a little bit more of a rhythm.
Best way to do that, identify where your best players are and just get them the football. Give these guys some touches to kickstart this offense.
Small gain, I know, but again, the defense knows he's going to run the football. He's willing to run the football, not just drop back and pass, make him honor the run game. You got to do a lot of this.
Got 3 on first down at 2nd and 7. On the option. Now the toss. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
And I can't tell you how much I love seeing corners being willing to come up and tackle. That is so huge for a defense. You can't olay blocks and create space. You can't just hang out on the outside. You got to go set that edge.
And conversely, I can't tell you how much I hate it when receivers don't want to block. You got to do a better job on the perimeter. It's not going to be enough in this offense just to catch passes. You got to go execute your assignment. That corner should have been blocked. They should have gotten a bigger gain on that outside run.
A famous writer once said, most men lead lives of quiet desperation. Here is a desperate move, going for it on 4th down, trailing by double figures. around midfield, go for it. This isn't 1930 football. Try to get the first down. And that stiff arm is a weapon for this runner. He uses it and picks up a first down. And the Bulldogs with the 1st and 10. Softened him up with a run. Now to throw. Coming after him. It's caught. On the move at the 30. Finally run out of bounds, but he has his offense rolling with a first down.
And those long shots, man, I tell you what, it takes a little bit longer to develop. So as a quarterback, you know you got to buy a little bit of time. Mad respect, man. Hanging in there, knowing he's going to get hit, but still making the big play down the field.
To the air on first down. They'll throw it to the back on the screen. And he'll step across the sidelines after making a good gain on that one.
Hey, man, sometimes you get the perfect play call at the perfect time. That time the defense blitzing, offensive line allowed everybody to run upfield, and they slip in the running back screen, and behind it there was nobody there to make a tackle, and this offense generates a massive play.
And that's all you want, right? You want that first down, understand the situation, understand I got to get north and south, get a first down, get a new set of downs.
1st and goal, and a great opportunity to slice into this lead. They'll try to get it in with the run. And he'll be tackled, but there is a flag on the field.
Hold it.
We'll repeat the previous down, but this time the offense has 10 more yards it has to cover. Now on 1st and goal, let's see what Mississippi State does. He'll do it himself. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down. Guys, time has expired here in the quarter, and Duke is on top. And they are starting to pull away as we come to the end of the 3rd quarter. Let's take a look at how we got here. One more quarter to go, and it looks as if we are ready to play. They'd love to start this quarter off with a touchdown right here. He'll run it to the middle, looking for the end zone. Touchdown, Mississippi State! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. Late in the game, and the confidence is building if only there's enough time to finish.
Time is ticking, but, man, you gave yourself a chance now. Now the defense, go out, do your job. We got the momentum. If you give me the ball back, I'm going to win. Let's go, defense.
They'll line up to go for 2. On the ground. He makes his way in for the 2, and now they trail by only 6. A 69-yard touchdown drive, and he got into the house at the 6 to finish it. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. And he's going to bring it out. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. And the Duke offense heads back out onto the field. And they've got a little bit of a cushion here, David. If they can add to it on this drive, it would be nice.
Yeah, it definitely makes a little bit of a difference. Knowing I'm up by more than a field goal, obviously, Jesse, my mindset switches, and I know I can't make mistakes.
Yeah, and David, I don't think they have to reinvent the wheel on offense here. What they've been calling has been working. Just get back to doing what you're good at.
And this is a pressing time for this defense. They've got to understand they're backed up a little bit. They're going to run the football. They don't want to make a mistake. So I think this is the time I'm a little bit more aggressive. I got to get this football back to my offense because I'm trailing. So I look for this defense to get a little bit aggressive.
What a hit by the defender. That's a good throw, and that was going to be caught. But how about the defender dislodging the football from its intended target? Nice job.
So 3rd and short from inside the 20. You convert here, and this drive takes on a different complexion. From the gun, wants to pass. fires to the tight end. They didn't quite get that route run deep enough to pick up the first down. Now they've got a 4th and short.
And I think everybody at home tends to yell at their television set, why aren't you getting past the first down marker? Why did you run your route short? Defense did a good job knowing where that was, but now, 4th down, offense has to make a decision.
Excellent coverage that time. Didn't give him any room to set up a big return. Active play on 1st down. On the move. And he'll find enough running room to get it just short of midfield at the 49.
You want to talk about making it easy for an offensive coordinator. You pick up a bunch of yards on 1st down, make that 2nd down really, really manageable. That's a great job by the offense.
They can really be aggressive after that last play. It's 2nd and 3. He's looking to throw. He's got his man. He's brought down, but he went backwards after that completion, not the way they had it drawn up.
I don't love the play call at this juncture in the game. You're down. You've got to take shots. The defense is not going to be blitzing, so these screens probably aren't going to work.
Just this side of midfield, the defense trying to rise up on 3rd and short from the 49. To the ground to try to pick up the first. And excellent vision to find running room there and make a really good pickup before the defense put a stop to it.
All right, defense, that's what we can't do. We can't give up this many chunk yards on the ground. Got to commit more guys to the line of scrimmage. Got to get those running backs on the ground. That's way too easy.
The Bulldogs have it with a 1st and 10. They'll ride the hot hand. Oh, just left him flailing. In his sophomore season, he's really learned to find that running room.
Well, right away after picking up a 1st down, they go right back to their playmaker at running back. And I love the push they got up front, getting a hat on a hat, opening a huge hole for the back.
And you become so hard to defend when you can run the football successfully on 1st down. You're starting like that. Now, what opens up? Play action. Now you're making me play pass and run. This offense, if they can create that run physicality, now it opens up everything else.
And they're looking for a 4th quarter lead, and they'll need a touchdown to do it. 1st and goal. He'll keep it himself. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
Anytime you play this offense, the challenge is stopping this quarterback from running the ball. You've already seen in this game, he's been able to break off a few runs and do some nice things. That time, though, the defense had his number and tackled him for a loss.
Looks as if he's going to run it. Touchdown, Bulldogs! And they take it in for 6 more points.
Man, oh man, what a day. His 3rd touchdown rushing, showing you he's got a little bit of everything. And adding those stats, and all you fantasy football guys, if you have my man at running back, that's a good day.
And the extra point gives them a 1-point lead here in the 4th. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Guys, right back to your game after we update the nation on this one. Miami endured a hostile crowd and the challenge that always comes with playing away from Yager Stadium, and the Red Hawks came away with the win. It wasn't a blowout, but it is a W. 60 minutes of football and a convincing outcome, and certainly a game with implications far beyond just the standings, fellas.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. The give to the running back from the shotgun. A run up the middle is stuffed for no gain. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Pulls it and fires to the left. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few.
Screen pass just not working there. You figure at this point of the game, trailing, you're going to have to be more aggressive and take some shots. You usually run screen passes when you think there's going to be a blitz, but because the defense has the lead, they're just sitting back and playing big zones.
They're bringing heat. And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19.
Well, quarterback went down behind center pretty quick that time, and it makes you wonder as a play caller, against this pass rush, do you start thinking about maybe rolling your quarterback out and changing the launch point?
4th down, and the punt team sends it the other way. Really good job by the coverage team to make the stop, and that's when they'll put it in play. Here comes the Mississippi State offense, ready to attack. Line gets set, 1st down. Motion from the offense. They want that clock to run. We'll give him a couple on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up.
I know exactly what I have to do here. Defensively, we've got to get the stop. So we're playing run. We're selling out to run because we're thinking they're going to run the football, and we got 3 timeouts. Let's use them wisely. Let's use those timeouts, save as much clock as we can so our offense has some time on the clock to do some damage when they get the football back.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. Trying to get to it. That pass is incomplete, and they might be fortunate it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. It'll be 3rd down. They line up with some serious work to do if they want to convert this one. Looking for a physical attack from the gun. What a nifty run there to pick up the 1st down.
Yeah, you got to be impressed with this offense, man. 4th quarter, they've been money. Great job putting drives together. Nice play there as well, but this offense has saved their best for the last part of this football game when they needed it the most.
They'll put it in play from the 41 on 1st down. The option look. He'll pitch it. Open space at the 25. And he will finally go out of bounds after another big gain, and they are absolutely gashing them with this running game. Movement from the linebackers trying to mess with the offensive line's assignments. Leaves it with the back. There to stop him after a pickup of 3. It's down to the 15.
And this is a perfect situation. This is a situation, if you asked me to be in before the game, the coaches would have been in heaven. I got the football. I got the lead on their side of the field. Nice gain on 1st down. Same exact script. Do it again. Run the football, run the clock, let that thing tick down. And if we add points, we add points.
At this point, the defense has little choice but to sell out to stop the run on 2nd and 7. He'll pull it on the read. Oh, the ball popped out. That's a way to mess up a drive. Defense swarming on that loose ball. It'll be a turnover.
And your offense, you're talking to each other the whole time. Look at the score. Understand the situation. We got a chance to go up by 2 scores. We got a chance to put this ball game away. We have to hold on to the football. 2 hands. Make sure I go to the ground with that thing in my possession. It's a big mistake that could cost a big.
And Duke has the ball back, ready to go on the attack. Their drive chart is starting to look a little monotonous. Punt, 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 David.
And their defense is starting to get a little frustrated, too. They just keep putting me back on the field, possession after possession. Jesse, this offense needs to get their heads out of there, you-know-what.
The punter's on the sideline with the oxygen mask right now. He's been playing so much. He's not used to this. This offense, they just got to stay on the field. They've got to put a drive together and get some balance going, running and throwing the ball.
On target to the left. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a 1st down for this offense.
And that right there might be the play that they look back on if they end up winning this game as the key play in the game. In a 2-minute situation trailing, you're just trying to get a completion to get the momentum going, but they come up with a huge explosive play, and that might be the one that wins the game.
Fires to the big fella. And he goes out of bounds after coming up with positive yardage there.
I just love the awareness there, understanding where he is. He didn't get the 1st down, but he gets out of bounds. He knows he has a timeout in his back pocket. So he's still putting his offense in position here to drive the field, score, and win this game.
On 2nd down, they'll take to the air. Finds his big tight end. And he's to the 48-yard line. That'll be good enough for a 1st down. They want to just keep throwing it. He's got an open man. And this defense's head is spinning. He gets it down to the 27. Clock is still running, and they have to get everybody lined up. Looking to go up top on first down. And the pressure will get there. The sack. Down he goes in the waiting moments. That could be a costly play. On second down, he's looking downfield. Trying to make magic with his feet. Afterburner's coming. And he scoots out of bounds, picks up the first down, gets the clock stopped, and now they're in business in plus territory. Already in prime field goal position, but they would love to score a touchdown to take the lead. Into the end zone. And he wanted to get the score right there, but it falls incomplete.
Well, I know it hasn't been a tremendous day statistically for this quarterback, but his decision-making has been good enough to win this game. Hasn't thrown a lot of TDs so far, but when things aren't open, he throws it away like on that play right there. He's not putting his team in a bad spot, and that's why they still have a shot to walk out of here with a W.
And he is stopped immediately by the big defensive lineman. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play, trying to preserve every minute possible. If they can pay off this third and goal opportunity, man, oh man, those collars start getting a little tight across the way. Push down for the tackle.
And decision time coming for this offense. How about the defense? They've hung in there, Palmer, made him earn it all the way down. Now, are you going to go for it on fourth down?
Yeah, you know, after running so many plays offensively on the drive, I know it'd be disappointing to only walk away with the field goal, but you'd feel even worse if you went for a touchdown and didn't get it. I think you kick it right here.
That last field goal put them on top, and now this kickoff unit needs to cover well because it only takes 3 to beat you now. They'll bring it back from inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. The Mississippi State offense headed back to the field to go to work. And if you list the priorities here, Jesse, first thing, get your kicker into his comfort zone.
It's a balance here between being conservative and being aggressive. You know that a field goal obviously puts you in a position to win this game, but, David, I don't hate being aggressive here either.
No, I'm going to be aggressive. I'm not leaving it up to my kicker if I have a choice. I trust my offense. I make the plays I know I can make. I watch the clock, but I stay aggressive.
Great job of timing the blitz and calling it at a perfect moment when the offense was going to drop back and throw. They're able to get to him, hit him. They don't get the sack, but they do affect his accuracy and falls incomplete.
Got to move quickly here. They need to get it to field goal range. Quarterback wants to throw on second down. He wants a big play here late. A full dive to haul that one in. Clock stops momentarily for the first down. They'll hurry to the line. And he avoids the hit and slides after the short gain.
As a defensive guy now, you're always zoomed in on the quarterback. I mean, these guys, whether they're throwing the football or running it, at least they have the football in their hands every time. You know where they're going to be. You focus in. The defense locked and loaded, understand what they were trying to accomplish, doing a good job getting to the quarterback, and then make those physical hits count. Finish those tackles with aggressive hits. Make that quarterback feel you for a whole length of a game.
Smashes it between the uprights. And there's a lot of celebrating going on over there, but there is still time left on the clock.
You can't say enough about this kid's poise. Playing on the road, the crowd's going crazy, willing you to miss this kick, but he stayed dialed in, puts it through the upright, David, to give his team the lead here late.
It's crazy because it's nerve-wracking. You put your body on the line for so long, and then it comes down to a kick. And he has to be clutch in a hostile environment, and he comes through for his squad.
That last field goal looks like the game winner if they can keep them from getting in field goal range here right at the end. Out of the end zone. That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line. wants to start this drive with a pass. Now he's going to glide away from pressure. They'll use the timeout. 6 seconds left on the clock. They've got to move quickly here. Still a chance, but they've got to force the ball down the field. On second down, he'll fire. Trying to escape and get it himself. We waited so long to start the season, and just the way you want to start, getting that first victory.
And the first games are so much fun. You've been practicing against each other over and over all through camp. Now you get to come out, start the season off 1-0, Jesse. Great start.
It was a great start for the winning team. Now, for the losing team, obviously not the way you want to get into this season. There were some mistakes with execution, and guys are going to have to do a better job individually. But that's why you play the games. You get to now go back to the drawing board, get back on the practice field, try and iron out these wrinkles. It's a long season ahead. A lot to play for.
So that's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, I'm Reese Davis saying so long. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.